What we're going to take a look at now is working with some of the pre-built Dreamweaver layouts. Dreamweaver does come with some pre-built layouts, and they are specifically for CSS, and I want to go through and show you a few of those, and then actually move into working with one of these layouts. So let me go through and explain the difference between the various layouts. And the way to get to this is I have Dreamweaver open. I'm in the classic view, and I do have this set up. If I click Reset Classic, you can see no panels moved. So this is just a default layout for Dreamweaver. If I go up to the File, New menu, this gives me the new document interface, and you can create all kinds of different types of documents inside of here. So you have blank page, templates, page from template. We don't have any templates at this point. Page from samples, and you can see there are some samples, different types of sample pages. Now those all have to do with different styles and colors. As you can see, it says used alone or in addition to another style sheet. You've got some basic forms. So think of this as styles for your particular pages. But we're going to go up to blank page, choose HTML as the page type. And right now it says none. So you can see in my preview area there are no previews of any types of documents. But the next section is, if I click on any of these pages, the first column has to do with, or the first portion of this selection, has to do with how many columns do you want on your page. You can see this is one big open column. If I go down to 2 column, it gives me 2 columns within the document. So your first choice you have to make is, do I want 1, 2, or 3 columns? Once you've made that decision, then it's just a matter of, do you want fixed columns? And if so, do you want it centered content? If it's fixed, in other words, the width is in pixels, your page is always going to remain the same width with one centered column. Or do you want to add some additional features, such as this one column fixed centered, so you can see the lock is in the center, has a header and footer area above it. So it is a single column, but it's actually 3 rows within that column. You can think of it that way. One column liquid is showing you that this is a percentage based. In other words, this would adjust, the width is in percent, so it would adjust to the user's browser window. So fixed or liquid, as you can see, each one of these is fixed or liquid. So how many columns do you want? Do you want it a fixed size, or do you want it to flow based on the user's browser window size? And then how do you want that middle section within your columns? So if you look at one column, liquid centered header and footer. So we have a header area, we have a footer area, we have a single column. It's going to adjust to the browser's width or the user's width, and it's based on a percentage, so it will stretch. So fixed and liquid means it will stretch. Fixed means it's preset, it's not going to move. And this feature, this section has been simplified for CS5. People used to get very confused by this layout section, or should I say more confused than they do now. But I think once you understand this section either way, it's fairly easy to decide what it is you want to use. I'll do a 3 column liquid, header and footer. So you can see it has a header area, a footer area, 3 columns, and all 3 of these columns would stretch. If I wanted it fixed, I would do this version. So once you understand this, I think you'll find it fairly simple. And if you aren't sure what it is, just read the description and look at the preview. Now the next piece is to determine what doc type you want. By default, Dreamweaver always chooses XHTML transitional. That is the standard. Then it's a matter of choosing layout CSS, how you want your CSS to work with this page. Do you want it within the page? Do you want it as a separate file and create a brand new file to store it in? Or do you already have a CSS style sheet and this would link to that particular style sheet? So you could pull in styles you may already have. So this is a great new interface in terms of it's clarified. These are shorter, and I think they're simpler to understand. You can also enable in-context editing. In-context editing allows you to sign up for an account and have non-technical people edit web pages. So you can enable that feature right inside of here. And if you want to learn any more about that, just click on this link. It will take you out to the Adobe website where you can learn more about it. So that is the preset starter layouts in Dreamweaver.